Okay, so we're going to change airbags. Here's an old airbag I already changed off the other side. Here's a new airbag we're going to replace on this side. You can see the difference in the shape. They used to be identical. This one's just worn out and had holes. And now we're going to replace this one right here. The air tanks are still full. The airbags are full. All we need is a little scissor jack and a flathead screwdriver. I'm going to raise this scissor jack up just a little bit. You can get it for like 20 bucks at Walmart. With the system full, we're going to raise it up just a little bit so we have some room to work. Give it a couple of turns. I'm going to go let the air out of the system. Tanks are empty, the bags are deflating. So all we gotta do now, and the only real tool you need, like I said, is a scissor jack and a screwdriver. And there's a little air fitting at the bottom. It's a quick air fit. So if you press up on it with your screwdriver and pull the airline out, it comes right out. Once that's done, you can, there's there's little notches out here on the end of the airbag, and those actually lock in the holes on the top and the bottom. Sometimes you have to push them in, sometimes you can actually just pull it out just like that. So that's what the old airbag looks like compared to the new one. And they're the identical product, they're the same product. It's just deformed that much over 2 or 3 years since we replaced them. Put the new one in. Find the air fitting on the bottom, slide it in the big hole right here on the mount, right there. Just kind of line it up, bend it over, eventually it'll snap down in there. Take this nipple, and then you kind of gotta fish around until you find the top hole here. Oops. Pulled the whole damn thing in. Alright.
Dang it.
Alright, the bottom one's in.
Trying to get a good angle.
There we go. The top one's in.
Oh, okay.
We just want to make sure it's flat on the top and the bottom. Take the airline, connect it back up down here. Pop it up in there real good. Pull the lip of that little quick disconnect air fitting down to lock it in. Done. Let me air up the system real quick. It's gonna get a little noisy for a minute. the air tanks, and now you'll notice that it's not filling the airbag, and that's because the jack is holding the cab air up, or holding the cab up, because it's not allowing the leveler to realize that there's no air in the system. So we slowly turn the jack down to bring the level of the cab down. That'll trigger that leveler valve, and then it'll start filling the airbags. So you want to bring it down slow until it starts engaging that air leveler. I don't know if you can hear it, but it's starting to fill now. The bags are starting to fill up. And it's going to pop into place. Pop. It's installed. It's good to go. You can continue to bring the jack down. They're filling a little quicker now. A little more air. The jack is out. The cab just rose more. There you go. Just installed an airbag on the cab. So whatever the time is, I'll go back and look. Well, it took us under 7 minutes from start to finish to replace one airbag. I called the TA this morning, asked for a quote on parts and labor to do this job on both airbags. So if we average this out, it's 14 minutes to do both airbags in time. They wanted to charge me $119 per airbag, $175 in labor. That came to about $434 to do the entire job. I went to Freightliner the other day, picked up the airbags. They cost me less than $95 for the pair combined. And the time it took me to do it is, 15, 16 minutes tops to do the entire job, both sides done, complete. If that doesn't encourage you to do some of these simple jobs yourself, I don't know what's going to. But we saved over $300. It took us 15 minutes in time. You want to figure in the time it took me to, walk in the Freightliner, pick up the parts, there's another 5-10 minutes. I stopped at a Freightliner on my way back to my DC, grabbed the parts, threw them in the truck, waited till I got home, did this here, and here we are, done. A total of 7 minutes to do this one bag. And problem solved. They're good for a couple of years at this point, provided nothing really serious happens. Anyhow, it's an easy job to do. Don't know why more people wouldn't do it themselves. Like I said, it doesn't even take any real tools. $20 jack, a screwdriver, and you're done. Brand new cab airbags. And granted, that's a chisel, not a screwdriver, but it was quick and easy to grab. It's an old chisel. I don't think it's a piece of crap. Anyhow, you can see how bad the old bags look. One of them actually had holes in it and had an audible air leak, which is what made me do it. And now the system holds air. There's no leaks. And the job is done. 8-minute job, including filling the air tanks back up. I mean, come on. It doesn't get much easier than that. And there you go. Yeah, one other thing. So when I called the TA to get a quote on parts and labor, I was on the phone for 28 minutes and 59 seconds to get that quote.